Yeah. That people, if they work for the federal government, the military, or even just, regular everyday jobs, if they did not take the jab, they were fired, which is disgusting.
Yeah,
I mean, it caused a lot of people's livelihoods as well.
Well, a lot of those people are getting their jobs back plus back pay now. A lot of courts are going, yeah, you can't do that. You need to pay these people, which is okay, but it's the taxpayers who are paying them, so that kind of ticks me off. It should come out of the politician's pocket, but I can understand why they're getting paid. They shouldn't have been fired in the first place.
But think about it. It's taking 6 years for those people to get their lives back on track. The military, the people were discharged from the military, with no pay.
Nope.
Now they're just coming back 6 years later. So what did the military guys do for 6 years? Work at a Kmart, work at Publix, work at Home Depot?
True.
I mean, they're not getting the salaries that they were getting. If you were a commander or a chief, oh my God.
Yeah, you lost a lot of money.
Yeah, you lost a lot of money. Police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors, lawyer, unless you worked for yourself, you were required and mandated to take the job. I was a professional opera singer. I literally lost my international career because I decided not to take the jabs of death. No opera company would hire me unless I took 50 million jabs or whatever the maximum was. It's disgusting. I call them the jabs. But it's disgusting. And then, of course, in the dating scene, I was dating at the time, or trying to date at the time, you couldn't, because, we weren't allowed to kiss guys, or girls weren't allowed to kiss guys weren't allowed to kiss girls, because we were all afraid that we were going to get this freaking COVID thing, and then everything was online dating. And then there was, some people out there that wouldn't date you unless you were vaccinated. And then it broke families apart. Some families would not see each other if their children or their grandchildren weren't vaccinated, which is really sad. And that is the doing of Dr. Fauci. That's why I don't understand why he wasn't put in handcuffs today. He was subpoenaed. He should have answered every question. The fact he had his 50 million attorneys there and pled the fifth and all that crap. I mean, the guy was pardoned, he was pardoned. When you are pardoned, you're pardoned of a crime. But it was so funny. They pardoned him, but they didn't convict him of anything. Isn't that funny?
That's weird.
So illegal what they did. So illegal. That's why I say to President Trump, reverse the pardon. Get rid of the pardon.
I mean, I understand that the Fifth Amendment is your right. That's fine and dandy. But whenever I think of the Fifth Amendment being used, it's always like mafia people, mass murderers, never like a doctor. I plead the Fifth. Well, if you didn't do anything wrong, why don't you just say it?
Exactly. My favorite exchange was Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri. He said to Dr. Fauci, he's like, well, let's just make it easy. Can you tell me what color's the carpet? What color's your tie? How many people are in this room? And oh my God, Dr. Fauci still then said, I plead the Fifth. He wouldn't even answer what color the carpet was because his attorney said, don't answer anything. Oh my God. And he was like shaking, like as he's testifying, like shaking. Is that a side effect of the vaccine, or was he nervous? And then, the funny thing was one of his attorneys was sitting next to him, and Senator Rand Paul said, we told you the rules. Your attorney's not supposed to say anything. He keeps saying anything. We're going to get him the F out of here. And then they finally kicked it.
Ejected,
Ejected out. Oh my God, it was the funniest thing. And then what really was interesting by Senator Bernie Moreno, who you played, he's the senator here in Ohio. He reminded me of you, Seth.